Michelle Tomblin's suspicions about David Trimble proved correct when she uncovered his relationship with Married at First Sight co-star Madison Myers. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Despite receiving heavy criticism throughout Married at First Sight Season 18, Michelle Tomblin found redemption after uncovering shocking secrets about her husband, David Trimble. Michelle and David's marriage has endured one low point after another since they met at the altar. Michelle was disgusted by David's smoking habit and his use of foul language, and her disappointment grew when she learned that he lived with his parents. Michelle's resentment caused viewers to turn against her as her behavior towards David grew increasingly cold. Married at First Sight Season 18 promised to deliver the series' first instance of infidelity between couples, and it didn't disappoint. The scandal was even more deceitful than expected when David admitted to having feelings for Madison Myers, whose own husband, Alan Slovic, was entirely unaware. When confronted, rather than showing remorse, David and Madison agreed to leave their spouses and pursue their forbidden romance. Michelle's intuition proved her suspicions about David had been right all along, justifying her inquisitive behavior and unrelenting pursuit of the truth. Michelle's edit made her look like a villain. Michelle has been considered the villain of MAFS Season 18, but David's infidelity sheds new light on her actions. Michelle first drew criticism for her obsession with David's living situation. She appeared judgmental and inflexible, believing he lacked financial security and therefore didn't share her goals. Michelle found little relief in David's claims that he was prioritizing saving money for the future. However, the truth about David's living situation gave merit to Michelle's concerns. His apartment was disheveled and unfinished, a reflection of his lack of self-regard. David later admitted he didn't have savings and wouldn't be able to afford his own home for several years. This suggests David had misrepresented his financial situation, and it solidified Michelle's reservations. Michelle's edit made it seem like she couldn't let go of David's living situation and was holding it against him. In reality, David's living situation was a red flag that suggested there were bigger problems ahead. He wasn't giving her an accurate depiction of who he really was until she uncovered it for herself. Michelle refused to back down amid her suspicions about David. Michelle and David's marriage took a sudden turn when she received a salacious text from him, which she assumed was intended for someone else. David claimed the text was about food, and he had meant to send it to his cousin. When this explanation didn't sit right with Michelle, she confronted David's cousin, who confirmed the story was a lie. While editing initially made this appear to be another instance of Michelle's nitpicking, it turns out she was right to trust her intuition. During the MAFS couples retreat, Michelle confided in her co-stars that she suspected the text was intended for Madison. Her interrogation led Madison and David to reveal their mutual attraction, which had been building during gym meetups and late nights out. Madison and David immediately agreed to end their marriages. Michelle's suspicions had sent her spiraling, and her pursuit of the truth was often aggressive. Yet her tenacity led to the scandal being uncovered and proved she'd been right all along. She also prevented Alan from enduring further heartbreak. While Michelle and David's marriage never had much potential, Alan had strong feelings for Madison and was putting a huge amount of effort into his marriage. Although Alan was devastated by the result of Michelle's investigation, she did him a favor by revealing the truth about Madison's deception. David's actions prove he was the villain all along. The way David handled his attraction to Madison revealed his lack of respect for Michelle. After being caught in a cheating scandal, David didn't even have the decency to talk to his wife and admit she'd been right. He instead went and spoke to Alan, essentially breaking up with him on Madison's behalf. David never even approached Michelle, despite them being in the same house. When she confronted him, he offered a short apology that continued to deflect responsibility for his actions. David admitted his feelings for Madison had prevented him from ever being invested in his marriage. He'd been checked out for the duration of Married at First Sight Season 18 as Michelle continued her one-sided effort. This offers an entirely different perspective on Michelle's actions and why she appeared so frustrated with David. She was trying to build a relationship with somebody who was deliberately driving her away. The fact that David didn't come clean to Michelle, despite her growing suspicions, proves he never cared about her and was the villain all along.